Healing injuries is a gradual and slow process. It doesn't happen from one day to another, but it can be a process that requires many months. During those times of rest and abstinence from training, we can hardly notice a difference each day. And it is those times where you can get trapped in the awkward recovery phase. The awkward recovery phase is when you are in that middle point of uncertainty where you don't really know if your injury is totally healed or ready to train as you did before the injury. In some ways, I will call this a fear-based training. You refuse to train hard or chase a goal that is not healing your injury because you are simply scared to trigger and worsen that injury. You are in many ways in a limbo, a place where you don't know where you are going. You simply work out, hoping that your injury gets better in the future or doesn't get triggered. But what if your injury is mostly healed and waiting for you to use it and make it stronger? I was in the awkward recovery phase for a really long time. After 2 years of pure calisthenics in 2021, I was in the best shape of my life. But one day, as I was hanging on a pull-up bar for 2 minutes on a rest day, I dropped down and decided to reach my feet with my hands, bending my back and doing spine flexion. Immediately after, a sharp, strong pain was felt in the middle of my spine. This is what caused my back injury that made me stop training completely for 8 to 10 months, that ultimately got me into the awkward recovery phase. Anyone that is aiming for any kind of goal understands that you need to make a course of action, a plan with a method to be able to achieve it. It can be a handstand or growing more muscle. Either way, you are putting physical effort to do it. You are thinking about it, you are adjusting it, and changing your training or diet to achieve it. You are actively pursuing it. Yet, when we injure a joint or tendon or muscle, our goal becomes to heal it. What we do is simply not do anything, to rest to achieve it. The pattern or model of success changes completely. Before, the pattern to achieve a goal was to get a plan, get a method, adjust, act, and achieve. Now it becomes do nothing, just rest, and you will achieve it. To passively wait until the goal comes to you. One day I was just doing calisthenics, training hard, having multiple goals, growing muscle, getting stronger, having a defined training split, to the next day abstaining completely from any exercise for 8 months straight. After 8 months, I could work out without triggering any pain. Any kind of push-up was really difficult, pull-ups too, but it wasn't only my body that got weaker, my mind too, along with how I decided to train. I show up to the calisthenic part with no specific purpose. I just went there, half-assed my workout and dipped. Yes, I had a goal, to recover the physique and the strength I lost. But that is not a specific goal. It's not a goal like getting 20 reps on handstand push-ups, for example, or getting a bigger chest or shoulders. Recovering my physique also implied that I didn't do anything to trigger my injury. And so I was training in a pussy way, not reaching failure, just working out. I didn't have a set training split or program. I wasn't training hard. I didn't have a plan. I was just hanging around. In a way, I was passively training instead of actively training. You could say that abstaining for so long made me passive. The positive feedback loop was just resting, not doing anything, and getting closer to the goal. I guess this positive feedback loop of not actively pursuing anything to get results was transferred on my own training. The awkward recovery phase is not a physical state, it is a mental state. You are scared, undecisive, passive, and during all the time you were abstaining from training, you kinda lose the habit of training hard. You try to not injure yourself, but you're only paralyzing the results you could get, and you need to fix these training habits. I was also bulking as I was recovering, and you can imagine how the results went. There is no point in bulking if you're not going to reach failure. If you're ever in the awkward recovery phase, you need to actively work on your recovery and start setting goals to actively achieve while regaining the habit of training hard. This means being diligent with rehab exercises, setting a specific time frame where you know you're going to recover, and you don't need to worry if you need to set goals. Being aware of how many months has passed. Finally, setting a time frame where you're going to start training as you did in the past and recovering whatever you have lost. Being aware of not staying so long, wandering without a clear goal or training hard because you are healing from an injury. And setting specific goals like reaching 20 dips in a row.